4 years ago, I had serious issues on some of my construction projects. We actually made some mistake and we underpriced our estimates and bill of quantities. Our contract terms did not carry renegotiation, so clients obviously refused to renegotiate. Some of my very important team members left the team. We were in a big mess, in a big financial mess. There was no much cash flow. You could literally say things fell apart. So, as the leader of my team, trying to bring us out of this mess taught me a lot of lessons. So then it was at that time I discovered that construction is not just about buildings. There are many things in construction that teaches us about life. And I would like today to share four of these life lessons, what construction have taught me about life, about leadership, about purpose, and about faith. The first lesson I like to share today is that foundation always comes first. Nothing meaningful starts without a foundation. What you build on determines how long it lasts. You don't start any building without a foundation. A building starts from the ground up, right? So just like every structure in construction, just like everything starts from the foundation in life, foundation always comes first. Your foundation in life are your habits, your value system, your disciplines. All these form the basis of your foundation. And if you have wrong habits, you whatever you build eventually will not last. When you have wrong value system, you have wrong discipline. It is whatever you build on those wrong things will eventually result to disaster. So that is a life lesson. You take your time and work on foundation. You work on the foundation. You check your habits. You check your character. You check your value system. You check your disciplines. These are important starter points for any life that will build something meaningful. The second lesson I have learned, the second lesson construction have taught me about life, about business, about leadership, and about purpose is that process matters more than speed. Most projects fail not because people are lazy, but because they rush things. Skipping steps sometimes looks efficient until it's now time to rework. In construction, it's a popular thing that people like to rush process. They like to just skip some steps, and it looks as if it's cost effective and time effective. But if you jump certain processes, you will have to rework. And that time that you think you had saved trying to cut corners, you eventually use it for rework, and you even waste more time in trying to rework by the time the effect of that skipping of process kicks in. So in life too, you build from the ground up. Even naturally speaking, a baby is first born before he becomes an adult. You first become a baby and adolescent before being an adult. You first learn how to sit, how to crawl, and then how to walk. If a child is born today and decides to walk tomorrow, that child may eventually end up as a cripple. So skipping process is a no-no. Progress is not about how fast you move, but about how well you follow processes. It's not about how fast. Shortcuts are not always shortcuts. So it's good you follow processes. If when it's time to learn. When it's time to earn. Many people do not want to learn and they want to earn. Skipping processes, and that at the end of the day jeopardize their life, jeopardize their process, jeopardize different systems. The third lesson construction have taught me about life, leadership, purpose is that leadership is visible under pressure. In construction, there is always provision made for contingencies. There is always provision made for unplanned expenses. Because at the end of the day, it will always come. It will always definitely come. Unforeseen, unplanned expenses, things we categorize as contingency. So in life, there are many unforeseen. There are many things you never planned for, you never budgeted for, you never planned that your mother will be sick at 50, you never planned that your family member will enter issues that needs them, he or her, to be rescued. You never plan for certain things in life, but it happens. And now when these things happen, it shows your leadership trait, it shows your capacity, it shows your capability. Many leaders, especially on site, when issues come up, when pressure comes up, many people shout, some disappear. We've had several cases where some subcontractors, they'll just go MIA. Maybe the job is not going as they planned, or one or two challenges happen and they just disappear into thin air. That pressure is a test of leadership. And so in life, when situations come that are unplanned for, how do you react to it? When pressure comes, some leaders shout, some disappear, like I said, but good leaders will take responsibility. They will stand up and take responsibility. True leadership is calm, true leadership is present, true leadership is composed and take responsibility. Remember that life will always bring pressure. Pressure does not actually make you, pressure only reveals who you are. So leadership is visible under this, and it's a very life lesson. So when challenges come, instead of complaining, instead of beating around the bush, instead of even disappearing, sit down, think, find solutions, ask questions, and then you get solutions. These are many things that construction have actually taught me. And then the fourth point for today is that there is no goal that just appears, that suddenly appears. There is no purpose, there is no goal that appears suddenly. Listen, when in construction, remember I'm taking these lessons from construction. In construction, before a client starts building, he definitely must have gotten a blueprint. The architect and the designers must have brought out the architectural plans and all other working drawings. So the client may actually knows where he's going even before he starts. He may actually knows what is to expect even before the first work on site is carried out. But the truth about it is that that building, that blueprint will not just translate and become automatically seen. You get? It takes process, it takes time. It's built one block at a time, it's built one stage at a time, one process at a time, and so is life. You may have a vision for your life, you may have things you've set out to do, you may have a goal, you may have an objective, but remember that these things cannot be achieved suddenly. It is built with consistency over time. So it is built one action at a time, one decision at a time, one responsibility at a time. Just like building, purpose does not just appear suddenly, it is built. So if you have a vision, you have a goal, instead of sitting down hoping that by chance or by miracle these things will happen, you get up, you maintain consistency, you build one step at a time. And that is my 4 points for today. Remember that lasting things are never rushed. Lasting things are never rushed. If you want to build a meaningful life, if you want to build a purposeful life, you must respect process, you must be disciplined, and you must take responsibilities. These are my lessons that construction have taught me about life, about leadership, about purpose. Have an amazing day.